Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Only in the UK, Episode 8. You may wonder why I'm the only one here. Well, I don't know if you've seen the news this week, but there has been a series of very tragic events in the UK and in America and in the Netherlands. And it is with a heavy heart that I must inform you that our beloved panel have all succumbed to some very awkward ends. Over the next hour, you will hear me speak in memory of Dave, Katy, Mark, and Tamara. But sadly, yes, I'm the only one who remains. So it's gonna be a bit of a weird show, since I'll mostly be talking to myself. But I will do my best to keep this show going in the memory and honor of our beloved and departed friends. Join with me now in remembering those who are sadly no longer with us, as we remember their lives and discuss their very unique forms of demise.
Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of Only in the UK. Usual panel here today, and Lorelei has prepared our eulogies.
I
And then we're
have,
going and then we're going to talk about kids' TV.
because, that's the circle of life. Kids TV to eulogy, that's how we all go. So yes, it's been a very sad week this week in the UK. We've had a series of very incredible celebrity deaths. And
Oh no.
and our first is Dave Page. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, pub regulars, can I just say, I was so distraught I was unable to write these myself. So I had help from our dear friend, ChatGPT. So ladies and gentlemen, friends, pub regulars, drug dealers, former bandmates, and confused mourners who accidentally wandered in because they'd heard there'd be sandwiches, we are gathered here today to say goodbye to a man unlike any other, and thank God for that. Dave Page was a uniquely British concoction, part poet, part pub fixture, part musical menace. He was born blind in Croydon, for some reason, which he always said was the universe's way of preventing him from ever seeing Croydon. As a child, he once mistook a hedgehog for a shoe and wore it to school. That was the beginning of a life defined by bold choices, loud noises, and questionable hygiene. Dave lived as if every day was both his first and last on earth. His early years were a blur of rock concerts, arguments with traffic cones, and experimenting with enough substances to make Hunter S. Thompson blush. He once tried to snort flour during a kitchen raid at 3 a.m., insisting it was ecstatic powder. It was not. Professionally, Dave was a man of many titles, none of which he could legally put on a CV. He worked at a pub where his blindness made him the only bartender who couldn't judge you for your 10 a.m. pint. He had an extraordinary ear for voices and could recognize every regular by the way they coughed. His drink pouring was often approximate. He called it interpretive bartending. When not accidentally overfilling pint glasses or giving unsolicited life advice to drunk tourists, Dave wrote for Simon Whistler. His articles were read by millions, which is impressive considering Dave never quite knew who Simon Whistler was. He's got a good voice, though, Dave once said, a bit smug, like a posh sat-nav. And then there was the music. Oh, the music. Dave was the drummer for Blinded by Venom, a heavy metal band formed in a disused meat locker. He played drums like a man fighting off a swarm of bees. It was primal, it was loud, it was deeply upsetting to most animals within a 5-mile radius. But it was Dave, pure, unfiltered Dave, sweaty, chaotic, offbeat in both rhythm and lifestyle. He lived fast, played loud, and loved hard. Not going there. His romances were brief, but legendary. He once fell in love with a mime. It ended predictably when she stopped speaking to him. I hate puns.
Then he couldn't see her.
Now let us address the elephant in the room, Dave's truly idiotic death. On the 14th of June, Dave met his end in the most Dave way possible, at a vegan Renaissance fair in Essex, of all places. Dressed as a blind 16th century executioner named Sir Dave of Doom, he attempted to demonstrate the authenticity of his self-forged morning star. Unfortunately, he chose to test it on a real trebuchet. The chain got caught, the mechanism triggered, and... Sorry. I was doing so well. And Dave was launched 200 feet into a giant vat of lentil stew intended for communal feasting. He drowned in legumes while screaming, "This is how I wanted to go." Witnesses say he looked blissfully ecstatic right until the moment his drumstick, yes, he had one in his belt, floated to the surface like Excalibur. It was, in a word, ridiculous. In 2 words, fucking legendary. So how do we remember Dave Page? As the man who once tried to write erotica in Braille for chickens? As the guy who used to drum on pub kegs at closing time until the landlord wept? As a writer, a friend, a weirdo, a wanderer, a blind bastard with better vision than most of us ever will. He's probably up there now, starting a band with Beethoven and giving God unsolicited opinions on cymbal technique. Rest in chaos, Dave. You bloody earned it.
Rip to the goat. Holy shit. In a vat of lentils.
In a vat of lentils. A vat of lentils.
Oh my god, poor Dave.
I have never eaten lentils on purpose in my life.
You know,
I like the on purpose clarification.
he always said that's how he wanted to go.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just so...
People were queuing up for those lentils.
You know what's actually quite sad? I know for a fact that no one will write that many words about me when I actually die.
Oh my god.
Lorelei can just send it over. And then
I'll just send it. I'll send it to Bingo and he can read it out.
Yeah.
I have a question about the hedgehog shoe, but I don't really want to know all the details.
Well, I mean, it's sometimes it's best not to ask for details. Just use your imagination and hope it's not that bad. So the prompt was, write me a eulogy for a man named Dave Page. Dave is British, was born blind, took a lot of drugs, worked in a pub, wrote for Simon Whistler, played drums in a heavy metal band, make up a really weird and idiotic manner of death. And it came up with all the rest. So I thought it was
mission accomplished.
Funny. Yeah, mission.
That's a pretty solid eulogy.
I wonder why it came up with that particular place of birth.
I've no idea.
Croydon.
Croydon, I don't know why. I have no idea why. But that's not the only loss we've suffered this week. We also suffered the loss of the wonderful, beautiful Katy Watson.
Oh no.
You know what we should have done?
What?
Let Lorelei start the show and do that.
Just be me. They've all died.
You know, with some creative editing, it's still possible.
Maybe.
We can all turn our cameras off.
Cut the intro out.
I could just record it afterwards, like me just going, it's been a very... Anyway.
Yeah, do that.
Well, okay. Okay, so, Katy, eulogy for Katy Watson.
Oh, God.
Thank you all for being here today. From the curious Americans still unsure what a cuppa is, to the Brits who made the journey clutching Tupperware and emotional restraint. We come together not only in mourning, but in profound disbelief. Because if there's one thing we all knew deep down, it's that Katy Watson deserved a better death than the one she got. But did she make it memorable. Katy Watson, writer, mother, relentless tea evangelist, defender of British dignity in an ever unruly American landscape. Her life was a triumph of wit over noise, of charm over chaos, of biscuits over cookies. She was born in the Midlands, apparently, which explains her resilience. You don't come out of the Midlands without a bit of spine and a strong opinion about rain. She brought that spirit to the United States, where she spent the rest of her days gently, and sometimes not so gently, reminding Americans that pants are underwear, and you cannot try tea, you commit to it. Katy was a writer for Simon Whistler. Yes, that's Simon Whistler. She lent her voice to facts, stories, and weird trivia with a signature mix of intelligence, sarcasm, and just the tiniest sprinkle of passive aggression. She once spent an entire week researching the history of spoons, and when asked why, she said, because someone must. That was Katy, curious, committed, and just enough of a menace to be lovable. She was also a fierce, tender, and tireless mother. Her children were her world, and she raised them to be clever, kind, and appropriately judgmental of microwave tea.
Yes.
She taught them the important things, how to wield sarcasm like a scalpel, when to fake laugh at Americans claiming scones were biscuits, and the true order of the Queen's husbands. She was a mum who could navigate both diaper blowouts and online flame wars with equal poise. But many of you knew her best from Only in the UK, the transatlantic panel of chaos where she reigned supreme as the calm in the storm, the voice of reason amid nonsense, the one most likely to sigh loudly before correcting someone about how Marmite is edible, they're just wrong. And now, her death. There are tragedies, there are flukes, and then there's what happened to Katy Watson.
Oh no!
It began, as most things do, with a miscommunication about a hedgehog. Don't know if it's the same hedgehog
again.
We'll see. She'd agreed.
Hedgehogs have been busy this week.
She agreed, half-jokingly, to attend the 2025 British Annual-themed literary parade in Seattle, dressed as Beatrix Potter's Mrs. Tiggy Winkle. The plan was simple. Don the spiky costume, recite polite rodent poetry, collect charity coins in a tea tin. Easy. But fate had other ideas. Somewhere between the tea break and the badger-themed interpretive dance, a rogue drone, piloted by an overzealous Jane Austen cosplayer, veered off course and clipped Katy's oversized hedgehog bonnet. Witnesses say she spun 3 times, shouting, "Oh, for the love of scones!" before tumbling dramatically off the stage into a papier-mâché reenactment of the Battle of Agincourt. But Katy wasn't done. Oh no. Clutching her crushed tea tin, she rose from the rubble like a wrathful duchess, trailing feathers, glitter, and antique bunting. Her final words were recorded on 5 different iPhones and at least one podcast mic. "This is not how I go out! Give me a cuppa and a ladder! I'll finish the speech!" Moments later, the sheep stampede began. A decision by organisers to authentically recreate rural British tension. Katy was tragically swept up, bonnet first, into the woolly chaos. Medics say she passed peacefully, though somehow holding a jam tart. Was it excessive? Yes. Absurd? Certainly. But was it peak Katy Watson? Absolutely. She would have loved how theatrical it was. She would have corrected the press statements, pointed out the irony, and found a way to make it into a podcast episode. And then she would have had tea. Hot, proper, and judgmental. We will remember Katy not just for how she died, but for how she lived. Fiercely, funnily, and unapologetically British in a world increasingly content with lukewarm nonsense. She is survived by her children who carry her wit, her husband who adored her strange intensity, friends who would still hear her judging them every time they microwave tea, and an online community forever quoting her one-liners and correcting American spelling in her honor. Rest well, Katy. God save the Queen, and may heaven have decent biscuits.
Always a flair for the dramatic, huh, Katy?
Oh, thank you. My
Wow.
Mrs. Winkle costume finally gets an airing.
Yeah, I mean that was quite intense.
That was very intense.
Oh my god.
So the prompt for that one Write a eulogy for Katy Watson, a Brit who lived in America. She was a writer for Simon Whistler, had children, was a dedicated member of the Only in the UK panel. Create a death for Katy that is full of high drama.
As soon as you said the Mrs. Tiggywinkle thing, I was like, I hope Dave isn't going to end up wearing
Use a shoe.
Use a shoe.
I was like, oh my god. Especially what I'd been thinking about before.
Oh my gosh. No, that
Glad
took a
it was
dark
the
turn, didn't it?
sheep death after that.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
So she passed away peacefully in her sheep.
Oh,
Yeah, with a gem tart.
Oh dear.
I tell you, it wasn't that peaceful though. Let me just
Oh, I'm sure.
tell you
Not
from
that-
there.
It's
Inside
not that
baseball
close
being
to a Red
trampled
Dwarf
to
Was
joke.
it
being
bad?
trampled to
Oh. Dave, I
That's a
swear to
bad joke.
God, I'm gonna shank you at some point. Anyway.
Thank you.
But-
Sorry, that last one was a bit woolly.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Come on,
oh
Dave. Don't be
dear.
sheepish. Give us a good one.
Oh,
I think we should sheer clear of all of these now for the
Yes.
rest of the episode.
I
fear
one
we
of you is
won't.
going to die horribly. But again, the third death this week was Mark. We thank you all for coming today to celebrate and knowing Mark likely be lightly roasted by the life of a man who meant something different to everyone, yet somehow always exactly himself, Mark Wilson. Now let's begin with what we all agree on. Mark was one of a kind. A proud tradesman from the north of England, he could tile a bathroom, rewire a fuse box, and debate for hours over the superior version of Street Fighter II. A man equally at home on a scaffolding rig as he was hunched over a Commodore 64, muttering darkly about lag and PAL frame rates. His hands were always covered in either grout or controller sweat. Mark didn't just like retro video games, he lived them. While the rest of us were pretending to grow up, he built a tiny pixelated universe where joy still came in cartridges and victory sounded like MIDI triumph horns. His YouTube channel, Ducking Retro, was more than a hobby. It was a digital shrine to every side-scroller platformer and console that time tried to forget. He spoke with passion, clarity, and just enough northern snark to make it feel like you were sitting next to him in a pub, arguing over Sonic vs. Mario with full pints and zero mercy. He had a gift for editing too, painstaking, precise, occasionally peppered with duck memes and VHS static just for flair. He didn't chase followers, but followers came anyway. They came for the gameplay breakdowns, the reviews, the loving restoration of 8-bit chaos, and they stayed for the man behind it. The laugh, the throwaway jokes, the moments he forgot to trim out and left in because sod it, they'll like that. And then, yes, the fish tanks. No eulogy for Mark would be complete without mentioning the aquariums. He didn't just keep fish, he curated aquatic dreamscapes. LED-lit jungles of driftwood and bubble curtains. Tanks that looked like Blade Runner met Atlantis. Fish that cost more than your car, and tanks that had their own Instagram followers. We used to joke that the fish were watching him for entertainment. But now, we must speak of his death. It was, as he might say, utterly daft but bloody poetic. Last Tuesday, Mark passed in what can only be described as an aquatic irony of Shakespearean proportions. It began, unsurprisingly, with a fish tank upgrade. Not just any tank, a 700-litre dual-filtration, reef-compatible monster he called Aqua Fortress 2 Electric Boogaloo. It was going to house neon tetras, a rare albino catfish, and his pride, a hand-fed Japanese koi named Alan. The tragedy struck during installation. Alone in his flat, halfway through adjusting the flow rate on his custom pump system, Mark slipped, likely on a trailing GameCube cable, and toppled headfirst into the half-filled tank. The koi, spooked, darted upward and knocked the water testing kit off the shelf. It triggered a domino cascade of old consoles and boxed N64 cartridges, which fell like retro hail onto the glass rim of the tank. It shattered. In a moment of chaotic, watery absurdity, Mark was found hours later, soaked, surrounded by fish, and wearing his custom Ducking Retro hoodie. Emergency responders described it as the most elaborate fish-related fatality we've seen since 2011. A badge of honor in some circles. He would have hated it. They then filmed a 20-minute video titled, "I Drowned in My Fish Tank, a Posthumous Rant," and somehow edited it from beyond. So how do we remember Mark? We remember him in pixels and punchlines, in tanks that glowed at night, and flickering CRT screens, in soldering irons and suction cups and USB capture cards, in the warm working-class heart that beat beneath the sarcasm, the pride he took in a job done right, and the love he had for his family, his mates, his fish, and the joyful clutter of a life built around nostalgia and humor. Mark didn't just look back, he brought the past forward, gave it a new voice, new color, new life. And although he's gone now, his videos remain, his laugh remains, his spirit, bright, weird, stubbornly analog in a digital world, remains. Rest easy, mate. Your fish are being fed, your consoles are safe, and somewhere out there, a pixelated duck salutes you.
That's one hell of a freak
That
accident.
is a hell of a freak out. This is
Do you know
all
what
like
that
Final
reminds me of?
Destination
That
shit.
reminds me of is it Bottom?
Oh,
Rick
yes.
Mail, and
Yes.
he turns around and he goes, he says something about my trousers accidentally I slipped, fell, my trousers fell down, and my penis accidentally entered the goldfish tank or something like that. It's like,
That
oh,
is something
good
that would
God.
happen on Bottom.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I don't think
It
those
really
things were
wasn't
fed,
half
though.
bad though.
It wasn't.
good,
It
very
wasn't bad.
bad.
Wasn't bad.
I mean,
Wasn't
with
bad.
Dave, it kept throwing punches. At least with
Yeah.
you, it was kind of nice.
I have a sneaking
Won't-
suspicion Lorelei wrote mine. It was a bit more roasty than everyone else.
Right? There
How
was something
dare you,
personal
sir?
underlying
That
in
how
one.
I
I would just
may have
like to set the
edited.
record straight, though. I've never owned a Nintendo console. I never will own a Nintendo console. I was a Sega fanboy growing up.
Oh, well, there you go.
But I know
He
I know
means
what's
he
happened.
was poor.
You fuck off!
Oh, the ghosts
and the
are
other-
fighting. The
the other
ghosts are
thing-
fighting.
I'm about as northern as the Thames.
Well, I figured as much. I don't know. I love the places it's chosen for all your like origins or all
It
your
seems
places
like
of
funny.
origins.
ChatGPT thinks that
It's
like
so
only
funny.
there's north of England, but that's it.
Well, it seems to be. The prompt was write a eulogy for Mark Wilson. Mark was a tradesman from England who enjoyed editing videos, creating his own YouTube channel, Ducking Retro, where he made videos about retro video games, one of his biggest interests. Known for his extravagant fish tanks, his death was an aquatic irony.
I like how it describes the consoles coming down like hail.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
rain.
Oh, yeah, retro hail.
Graphic.
Yeah,
Think
yeah.
about
Retro
it.
hail.
It's very,
Yeah.
very, very, very
That was
poetic.
good.
Hey Mark,
Beautiful.
there's
Yes.
a retro game song in that. Like you know the one, the music that's made by the Commodore 64 and stuff. Retro
Yes.
Game Hail. That's an album that is
That's
right there.
okay. Yeah.
That would be. That would be. I mean, it's really funny. People sort of like look back on the old like Commodore 64 is my thing. I grew up with it. And they look back on it and they take the piss out of it and they go, "Oh, it looks crappy and all that." But you look at some of the stuff that back in 1983, 1984, look at what it could do in comparison. And all right, and then scale it up to now. I mean, we've got there are demos out there. There's one I've probably shared with just about absolutely everyone, and that is the System of a Down one.
Yeah,
Chop
that's
Suey.
so creepy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I haven't
It's
seen
brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. I'll
How have I
put a
missed
link
this?
on.
Yeah, you should
on
put a link.
that. Yeah.
But if
I don't know what that is.
it is on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's a video by No Plan, and everybody should watch it at some point or another because it is
They should.
brilliant. I've
The
watched
first
it about
time,
20
the first
times.
time you sent it to me, I was down here, and it was like midnight, and I listened to it, and then I thought, what if you were in some sort of dystopian thing, and you were just walking down the street, and you heard that coming out of a building,
Coming out of a bank vault in like some random refurbished building. And last but not least, eulogy for Tamara. Delivered in English with mournful mutterings in Spanish, Dutch, and Canadian apology-infected French from various corners of the world. We gather today with heavy hearts, full passports, and a shared feeling that we've lost someone we didn't quite deserve. Tamara. Now, there are people who travel the world and collect stamps, and there are people like Tamara who became the world. She was British in her timing, Mexican in her fire, Canadian in her kindness, and Dutch in her baffling ability to cycle uphill while correcting someone's grammar in 4 languages at once. She was the baby of the group in age only. In spirit, in patience, in brain power, she often felt like the one secretly holding it all together, like the kid sister who ended up being the mum, the therapist, and the IT department, all while sipping mate and cross-referencing 2 academic journals on trauma psychology. Tamara studied the mind, and then used that power to moderate the chaos of the internet. Proof that she was not only brilliant, but also borderline masochistic. As a moderator for Simon Whistler and the late, gloriously unhinged Dave Page, Tamara saw things no human should have to see. Typos that screamed, comment sections that bled, people arguing whether blind people could hear memes. And through it all, she stayed poised, professional, possibly caffeinated. Now, Dave's channel was blind focused because Dave was famously blind. But the joke, which wasn't a joke, was that Tamara was his eyes. She curated, captioned, corrected. She gently redirected his rants, filtered his outrageous metaphors, and sneakily titled his videos for maximum algorithmic carnage. While Dave roared into the mic about legally blind Viking berserkers, Tamara was quietly uploading, tagging, cross-platform scheduling, and somehow doing it all with a tone of dry affection that never once dipped into condescension. Dave got the glory. Tamara made the machine run. And when people said, wow, this channel really works for blind viewers, it was because Tamara made damn sure it did. And then, her death. Her death, like her heritage, refused to stay in one lane. It was, to be frank, geopolitically exhausting. It started in Amsterdam, where Tamara had flown in for a linguistics conference she wasn't technically attending. She was there for the drinks and the post-panel chaos, which, frankly, she'd earned. 1 beer became 3, and somehow she found herself on a canal barge converted into a pop-up museum for psychological art installations. Very on brand. I just noticed Tamara's face. You seem very uncertain about where this is going, and so am I.
Did you not read these?
I have read them. It's been a very busy couple of days. At some point, exact time zones disputed, she was invited onto the upper deck to view a bilingual performance art piece about repression and the id. This featured, unfortunately, a live swan. Oh, that's right. The swan had been... The swan had been dyed fuchsia and trained to react to German commands. No one knows why. The swan attacked. Tamara, multilingual to her final breath, shouted "Stop!" in 4 languages before leaping from the deck to escape the feathery wrath. She landed in the canal, struck her head on a submerged bicycle, because Amsterdam, was pulled ashore by a passing group of Canadian exchange students who immediately apologized, and was rushed to a hospital where she woke briefly to demand someone back up Dave's content calendar before slipping into unconsciousness. She passed surrounded by chaos, languages, confused swans, and at least one fellow moderator FaceTiming her live from Simon's Discord server. It was, in short, a death worthy of her. So how do we remember Tamara? As the translator, the bridge. The girl with a spreadsheet in one hand and an entire internet community in the other. As the person who remembered birthdays across time zones, who could swear fluently in 4 tongues, who explained to Dave why you couldn't call your subscribers the batshit brigade, and still get ad revenue. She was fierce and gentile, quiet and essential, a hurricane in slippers, the type of person who would tell you you're brilliant, then fix your code and make it true. Tamara leaves behind a network of confused colleagues, grateful creators, and friends who will forever be searching their inboxes for one last perfectly phrased message from her. She also leaves behind an extensive Google Drive folder titled, "If I Die, Open This." Yes, even you, Dave. Tamara, querida, we hope wherever you are now, the language is beautiful, the swans are friendly, and the Wi-Fi is strong. Rest in peace, you multilingual, multitasking miracle. You were the one who made it all work.
That's so surprisingly nice, but the death is so horrific. I
know.
just
Just
I
avoid
I was
swans.
like, where is it? What what's that point that I'm gonna be horrified? And the moment the swan came out,
The
my
fuchsia
dad has
swan.
always told me, a swan can kill a man. And apparently a swan
Apparently
can
it does. It kills you.
yeah, he knew. He knew, he just didn't want to tell me
He
the
did.
truth.
Yeah. The prompt was write a eulogy for Tamara, the baby of the group. Tamara mainly identifies as British and Mexican, but is also Canadian and lived in the Netherlands. She speaks too many languages, studied psychology, and works as a moderator for both Simon Whistler and Dave Page. She keeps Dave's YouTube channel organized and was secretly the one who made it successful. Her death was as complicated as her nationalities.
That's pretty good. Lorelei, I was playing around with ChatGPT.
Oh, were you now?
And we'll see what it came up with.
Okay.
Because it turns out that this whole thing has been, narrated by a ghost, because we also unfortunately lost Lorelei
I've been
Brown.
dead this whole time and I didn't know. Oh my god.
So I know, but we have to hold ourselves
No,
together.
you're right.
And stay
You're right.
strong.
You're right.
Please.
The ad revenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, fellow editors, YouTubers, and people who accidentally clicked the live stream while looking for a different Lorelei Brown. We are gathered here today to remember and celebrate the life of Lorelei, a razor-sharp editor, a connoisseur of the absurd, and the only person to ever say, completely unironically, "This needs more kazoo" over the funeral footage. Lorelei worked with Simon Whistler, shaping countless hours of online content into tight, compelling stories. But she didn't just cut footage. She carved culture. And while she made Simon look smarter, a Herculean task, let's be honest. Okay, throwing punches here. She also quietly laid the foundation for her own digital mischief. Her channel, Death by Metal. That's not her channel. Her channel's Every Fairy Dies.
But I
she
have
has
Murdered
a
by
series
Metal
called Death by
series.
Metal. Just to clarify for anybody
Murdered by
curious.
Metal. Yep.
Her channel, Death by Metal, was something between a love letter to true crime and a fever dream about blast beats. Her editing was legendary, none more so than the now infamous Mesothelioma Can-Can, in which she synchronized a montage of asbestos lawsuits with Offenbach's Can-Can. If you know, you know. And if you don't, well, you will. It is forever archived on the internet, Hall of Fame somewhere between the Numa Numa guy and that raccoon that steals cats' food. Lorelei Brown died doing what she loved, researching vintage industrial safety pamphlets while suspended in a hammock made of VHS tape over a vat of vegan chili. A freak chain of events involving a weather balloon, a 1987 Casio keyboard set to bossa nova, and an animatronic possum wearing a Gottlieb paint t-shirt resulted in her being gently yeeted into the chili vat, from which she emerged victorious only to slip on a Funyuns bag and fall directly into an alternate dimension. NASA believes she's still editing content in the fourth plane of reality. Frankly, we're lucky she left a draft behind for this very eulogy, marked, "Use if I'm abducted by a space ghost." But Lorelei's legacy isn't just a weird death and metal montages. It's her fierce belief that even in the darkest stories can be told with grace, that information can be beautiful and a little bonkers, and that every editor deserves to sneak in at least one kazoo solo into a serious documentary, just to see if anyone notices. And if you are out there somewhere in that other... Oh, so today we don't say goodbye, we say render in peace, Lorelei. And if you're there somewhere in that otherworldly edit suite, keep the timeline clean, the transitions tasteful, and remember, no one ever complained something had too much screaming goat sound effect. We will miss you.
I want to take up the kazoo and screaming goat challenge in my next edit. I want to slip the kazoo.
The prompt was, can you write a eulogy for Lorelei Brown, an editor for Simon Whistler? She made a... Oh, I accidentally did the YouTube channel Death by Metal. My bad. I said she made a YouTube channel, Death by Metal, and is known for the Mesothelioma Can-Can edit. Give her an obscurely weird death. That is funny.
It works. Well done, Chef.
Vegan chili.
Vegan
You know what?
chili.
Lentils.
Yeah, lentils.
ChatGPT has a vegan
missed the
thing
trick
going
there.
on.
Yeah. Jeez. Maybe
What you
it's
should have
trying
said
to
was,
tell us.
what you should have said was after the like with the death, you should have said, so the cough started about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I. Oh, it's.
Cue the can.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
Would I? Have I
Attention.
Pavloved myself? I
She
would
dare
never.
from that otherworldly dimension?
Dare I? I will be editing from another worldly dimension.
If you or a loved one was diagnosed with mesothelioma, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Mesothelioma is a rare cancer linked to exposure to asbestos in the Navy, shipyards, mills, heating, construction of the automotive industries may have put you at risk.
I love that your eulogy was all mostly about helping out and clearing up after me, Tamara, and I just like whilst you were reading Tamara's,
Yeah.
Lorelei, I sent her a message like, "Can you quickly do Lorelei's?"
I'm always working. even when
is
trying to honor my
everywhere.
own death.
Yeah, even when we're trying to do your memorial speech. Like, oh my god.
No rest for the wicked.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah, no, it was surprisingly kind. I appreciate that. Thanks, GPT.
Yeah, thanks, GPT. Yeah, GPT was very nice.
I don't think it
too.
likes you, Dave, but for the rest of us.
Maybe it's ableist. ChatGPT.
I'm surprised it didn't recognize my name and just put all my spelling mistakes in there. Oh yeah, that's that guy.
Also, it unironically has beef against vegans for some reason.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
There's
hey,
that.
and hedgehogs.
And hedgehogs, yeah.
Vegan hedgehog stew.
Yes. So
That could be a thing, as long as the hedgehogs were vegan.
Yes, true.
Well, yes.
What,
it
and
does-
accidentally
crisp
fell in and
flavour
drowned
ones.
and
Yeah,
nobody
no.
noticed.
No. You have the hedgehogs were vegan, so it was a vegan hedgehog stew, not a
Stew,
vegan
yeah.
hedgehog
Yeah.
stew.
Linguistic ambiguity.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think though, because sometimes like walkers do a suggest a flavour competition and stuff.
Yeah.
Wasn't
vegan
one of them
hedgehog.
once hedgehog?
Vegan hedgehog.
No, not vegan. It was just maybe it was a
hedgehog.
squirrel. It might be
Ooh.
Not in the
squirrel.
UK.
I can't remember.
Hedgehogs are protected. You're not
No,
allowed to
I
make
know,
them.
but it would just be.
Yeah, but now we know where they've all gone.
Yeah.
You stuck your foot up one.
Gary Lineker
For a
ate the
start.
rest of them.
Yeah. Walker's ground them up for flavouring.
Yeah, it might be the squirrel. It might be the squirrel flavour. I can't remember.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So that was fun. That was a
That was
fun.
good. Yeah.
But like you said, it's a circle of life.
It is circle of life.
Oh,
You live, you die, but first you have to be born. And you watch kids shows, right?
Kids shows.
Nice segue.
Hey.
Wonderful transition there. Beautiful
did
transition.
Dave send you a message? Quick, make a
Do the
segue to the next.
Yeah,
Do the
he's
transition.
relentless. He won't stop.
We
That's
should
what
think
his
of other
wife
things
says.
that ChatGPT could come up for us. You know?
Maybe ChatGPT can actually give us like a plot for a new kids TV show.
I could ask it now.
Or ChatGPT could come up for the plots for this show, because
Yeah,
If this was a
it's
kids
We have
scratching
plots.
its
do
out.
We have
all
a
our
plot.
voices.
We have a plot.
We
Okay.
should just get it to do a deep fake episode. And we'll just put it
Oh
on.
my gosh.
We're not here.
We'll
If people
feed it the
notice.
rest. We'll feed it the rest of the
dear.
episodes and just be like, "Here you go." Make
churn one of
something
these out
suitably
every week.
insane.
Yeah.
Write a new kids show for the children of 2025. What age?
It'll be like, just go to YouTube.
yeah, age. Let's say
Yeah.
between the ages of 5 and 18. Just because I'm curious to see what it would
That,
come
that's
up with
such a
that.
big
I
range.
know it's
That's
gonna
very,
be fun. It's gonna
very
be
large
fun.
range.
It's good. Let's have.
How is it going to find a middle ground?
Have a mascot and
Make Blobby the mascot.
an overly chirpy host. Because they're always overly friendly.
And a hedgehog.
And a hedgehog. And a hedgehog.
Should that be a hedgehog or a
A
hedgehog
vegan
football?
hedgehog.
And a vegan hedgehog. And a
Oh,
vegan
I didn't
hedgehog.
mean to be doing that, but apparently.
What else can we say? I suppose, well, it'd be British TV show. Make it British.
Yeah, otherwise Katy will get upset.
With one token
I'll be
foreigner.
so sad.
Yes, with one token minority and foreigner. Minority.
All
and
right,
One
all right.
token foreigner.
I mean, I'm not sure that's the wording we needed.
It's the wording I'm going with
Not,
once I figure out how to
Not
spell
pushing the
corner.
boundaries.
You could
too,
say,
are
make
we?
sure that there is some diversity.
Yeah, yes, fair enough.
Yeah, well, no,
But not
they
too
say
much, or it won't
diversity,
be
and then
shown
they
in
just have the
America.
one. They say diversity,
Well, it's
and it's just the one
2025, so we
token
need to make it
person.
as woke as possible, so everybody hates it.
Do you
Oh,
want me
but
to add that?
it has to be written using like the slang that they use now.
Oh yeah,
Otherwise,
use
it won't appeal to
modern
them.
kids slang. Kids slang.
But now none of us will understand what it says,
Well,
except for
yeah,
maybe
we'll
Dave.
see. We'll see.
Well,
I know a little
I've got
bit
a 10-year-old
of.
son.
Oh
I
yeah,
know a little bit of
you'll
slang.
know. You'll know.
But then
You'll
I'll
have to
just sound
translate.
I'll sound like a right old fart if I try
There
and
isn't
say
any
kind of stuff
kids
he
British
says.
slang anymore.
Trust,
It's all
trust.
YouTube
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
American slang. There are kids in
Redacted.
fuck. There are kids in Bingo's playground.
Oh,
This is why I'm not allowed to do live stuff.
Yeah.
it's all right.
They
Don't
have
worry.
that sort of-
I'll edit it out. Don't worry.
That
I'll
have
cover it
that like pseudo-American YouTube accent. Right? Guys, you've never been anywhere near America. What's going on?
Oh yeah.
It's raised by YouTube. They come out of school with a tablet in their book bag. Yeah.
Be brightly colored like a parrot threw up on the set. And and so annoying, even parents hate it.
Ask it if it can make a video clip.
It's not going to be a hit.
Yeah,
You know what
can
it'll do? It's gonna churn out cocoa melon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you do a
See
video?
Cocomelon.
Can you make a video or like
I can get it to create an image, but I don't think I can
Or at
get it
least
to
an
do a
image.
video. Well, I'll get it to write it as a story, and then I'll get it to create an image. How's
Did you
that?
guys ever used to watch Funhouse? That's what I was thinking of when it's like bright colours. Funhouse, it's a whole lot of fun. Prizes to be won. It's a real wacky show where anything can go. Oh, it's got to have a good theme tune. That's the only thing.
It's,
It's writing
I
a
have
jingle.
cracking theme tune.
wasn't
Okay,
that
good.
Dave Vincent Phillips? He did
No, it was
Funhouse.
Pat Sharp.
Pat Sharp.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
yeah.
The
know if
mullet.
DBP did do it at some point, but Pat Sharp and some twins.
Do you know who I always feel sorry for? Kevin from
Andy
Blue's
Peters.
Clues.
Oh.
He never got promoted.
I've never watched
It's
Blue's
like-
Clues.
He started
Was
out
he
on
the
Blue's
original
Clues.
one?
Yeah, the northern guy. The
Oh,
northern
I'm
Yeah, but
man.
wasn't he a
the
bit shit at
American
his
one.
job because he had to rely on a fake dog to do most of the work for him?
I think he
Have
was
you
just shit at his job.
Have you seen Inside Out
We could have
2?
just ended it there.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
We were going to see it at the cinema, but what do we watch instead?
Something
Something
inferior.
else. I don't always focus
There's
at
just
the
a
cinema.
there's just a really good Blue's Clues Mickey Mouse joke thing in it.
Oh,
It's
is
really- Yeah.
What the
It's very
fuck
good.
did we see? We went to cinema the other day. What's out at the moment?
Jurassic
The
Park.
Superman movie, the Jurassic Park movie,
Neither of
Yeah,
those.
Superman
28
geriatric part.
28 years later, Saltburn.
There's a
Salt
kids-
Path.
There's a kids movie.
Saltburn, what the hell are you thinking
No,
of?
There's
Saltburn is a
it's the
movie.
Salt Path.
But it's
yeah,
Salt
but it came
Path,
out
but
ages
yeah,
ago.
yeah, no, that's where I was confused.
What kids movies is there? I can't remember.
Yeah, all I can think of
Minecraft
is like
movie?
Jurassic
I don't know.
World.
Yeah, I saw that. It was quite
It
good.
wasn't that.
I enjoyed it.
I've heard mixed reviews. Like it wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Nice.
I will now also get it to make the image. Sorry. just talking
Leo?
around.
How to Train Your Dragon? I saw both
Oh,
of
Yeah,
those.
that's it. How to
Oh,
Train Your
okay.
Dragon.
Hey.
A mate of
I'm
mine
looking forward
worked
to
on
seeing
that.
that.
Yeah, a friend
Ah.
of mine worked on that in the effects. He works for one of the companies that does the effects for it. He's been
That's
working on it for
nice.
months. Yeah.
It was okay.
It was the same. as the
Unnecessary.
other
Sorry.
one.
Yeah, I was just
But
like,
that's how it
I-
should be.
It was just an
That's how it should
unnecessary
be.
remake.
Don't mess about with something that works.
It just
remake
bugs the
it.
shit.
And
It
then
just bugs the shit out of me that no one's been bothered to make anything new.
Yeah,
Right.
but because they've all run
Annoying.
out of ideas and they're all
Elio was
creatively
new.
bankrupt. This is why
Like
Disney keeps re-churning out the same shit they churned out 25 years ago.
Well, Elio
The
was new.
the live action Lion King
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
The
not-
Lion
that was
King, the
fucking
O.J.
okay.
Simpson story.
with the shit Zazu.
with the shit.
Really?
Should I read out what ChatGPT
With
has
the
created for a kids show?
Well, it used to be Mr. Bean, didn't it? And now it's
It's just the
not.
way he said it was really funny.
It was Rowan Atkinson originally, Zazu.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was. It was Rowan Atkinson as Zazu.
Did I tell you this last week? We went to see the Lion King musical up in
Oh,
London.
that's great. That's
Was it
a great
good?
No.
show.
It was good. Like
show.
musically,
I've
it
never
was
seen it.
fantastic. They
Yeah,
had a full
I mean-
orchestra, and like it really was incredible. But for something of that budget, I thought perhaps they might have some decent sound effects. You know, like when
Oh
when
yeah.
Mufasa does the roar when he chases the hyenas away.
Ah.
It's just an African man going roar.
Yeah, they don't really get anything. Yeah, I mean,
I was expecting it like a big lion roar to come
Yeah,
over the
yeah.
PA system. And it was like, oh,
well, that was underwhelming.
okay, I guess. It's like, paid a
Yeah,
lot of
we
money
watched
for
the-
this. What a real
We
fucking
watched the
lion roar.
Disney
Yeah.
Plus thing they put on with the music.
Sing along.
No, it was um, it brought together everyone over all the different parts of the Lion King franchise, and the songs and stuff, and they performed them somewhere
No
in
idea.
America that we're not a party to. But yeah, it looked really good, and some of it was the stage show, some of it were so they had for the very first time the original Timon and Pumbaa and
Oh.
the dude that did the voice of Simba, the young Simba. For the
Oh,
very
wow.
first time, the first three of them had met each other at that point because they record
Yeah.
it all separately.
Yeah. I can't remember.
Oh
who
yeah,
did,
yeah.
I can't remember who
Jonathan
did Pumbaa,
Taylor
but
Thomas.
yeah, Jonathan Taylor Thomas was the young Simba, and Nathan Lane was Timon. But I can't remember
Ah.
who did Pumbaa's voice.
Don't know.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna go.
Couldn't tell you.
no.
Don't put that in the next quiz, please.
Ah, well, I have started writing it, so
Don't you dare.
let's see.
Be kind.
Have you
Ernie
seen?
Sabella.
Oh, Ernie Spa. Okay. Have you seen? Apparently, they're remaking Pengu. Pengu. The...
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Pengu got
What on
off
earth
the
would
first
inspire
time
them to
round.
do that?
I don't know. Alex was talking about it the other day, my housemate, because he apparently actually liked the original, because he's a psychopath, and I love him, but he's a psychopath, which is probably why I love him. But yeah, apparently, yeah, they're remaking it. They're gonna do some
Yeah.
episodes.
They shouldn't have
The
made
only
it the
thing-
first time.
No, they shouldn't have made it the first time. And the only thing I ever wanted to happen in Pingu is one of the ice blocks fall on the fucker.
I've heard a lot of people express that.
I thought it was quite funny. I liked
It's one
it.
of those ableist TV shows that I couldn't get anything out of. So.
How is it able?
Yeah, because it was all-
watched it. I've just seen.
Oh, because it was just weird noises.
Because it was 10 minutes of.
Well, so was Bill and Ben. We were talking about that
It's
earlier.
like
I
the
didn't
Yeah,
know
we're
that
talking about that
either.
again.
Yeah, no.
Well, I watched it with my daughter, I guess. I didn't watch it as a child myself, but yeah, I thought it was quite funny. Not bad.
Do you know what I used to like? And now thinking back on it, it's a bit weird. But Mr. Ben, does anyone remember Mr. Ben?
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Ben.
yeah.
Tamara, you
But then
familiar
again, I'm
with Mr.
older than a
Ben?
lot of you
Nope.
all put together.
Well,
Okay,
Mr.
Mr. Ben was a
Hairdresser's
weird old
somebody.
man. He used to go to a costume shop
It wasn't that
every
old.
week. He's old now. He's dead now.
I guess. He wasn't real, he was a cartoon.
Do
The
you know
live
what?
action
Do you know what
version.
pissed me off about
hang
Mr.
on,
Ben?
hang on. I'm just catching Tamara up on what Mr. Ben
Oh,
is.
go on.
Not
Yeah.
Mr. Bean.
So he used to go to this costume shop every week or so, and he'd try on a costume, and when he took it into the fitting room, there was another door in the fitting room, and it would take him into like a relevant world. So when he was a knight, he went and had to deal with a dragon, etc.
So it was like a really weird TARDIS.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Relevant to the costume.
All
Yeah.
right, yeah, no, I get it, I get it.
Yes.
All
So-
right.
But then he would come back. He'd come back after having this awesome, in quotes, adventure, and he'd say to the shopkeeper, I don't actually want this," and then he'd fuck off home.
Ugh.
So
Yes,
and
he
tear.
never rented anything.
How did
He
that
never-
go to
he-
business?
he
You're
never
saying he was just a
rented anything.
cheapskate
Yeah,
and a con artist.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
and he'd always steal something from the land. So like he'd get home, and then in his pocket he'd be like, "Oh, a gold
What kind of
coin.
message were they
I
trying
should
to
keep
not
this
just-
just to
Oh, the
remember."
Holy Grail.
Slight
So-
bastard. He's a thieving bastard
Yeah.
as well.
He doesn't sound like a very nice person.
Doesn't sound like a good role model that I would want. I grew up with Mr. Rogers, thank you very much.
It does explain
Not-
a lot of things, though, about
Not
Dave,
being
doesn't
funny,
it?
if
No,
you wear a
I'm
bowler hat, it does ask questions, doesn't it?
But I used to love it as a kid, and I remember watching it years later with one of my younger brothers, and I was like, this guy's a bit of a dick.
It's funny how
Now
these
you look-
shows you watch as a kid and you're like, wow, this is really great. And then you watch them as an adult, you're like, wow, this is actually really bad. Like, this is sending a really bad message.
Yeah, this is terrible. Oh, forget about that bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot
It
about
is
that.
really
Not a
funny,
lot.
honestly.
There's not a lot that grows up with you, though, unfortunately. I mean, there are things that stick with you and properly stick with you. We mentioned it before, Bagpuss.
Ah, back.
So,
Familiar.
Bagpuss, yes. But yeah, so you got Bagpuss, and then you got the mice who work incredibly hard. Bagpuss is this fucking council layabout that just
Bagpuss
obviously...
is a
There's a
knockoff
cat.
Garfield.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
but
Was
he
he a
did
toy?
nothing.
Or was he a real
He
cat?
did nothing. Yeah, it was just they come to life when the shop
Oh,
closes
yeah.
and all that. And then you had like Professor Yaffle, and then you had Frog, didn't you? And then you had that bird. I can't remember her name. She was sitting in a rocking chair and
Did
played
everybody
that
have names for the
fucking
frog?
ukulele.
Was the frog just
what?
called Frog?
It was called Mr.
Yes.
Buffalo.
Alexa,
think
Alexa,
it was
what was the frog called in Bagpuss?
Discriminating against the frog here.
The frog was called the Chile or Northern Darwin's frog and had the scientific name Rhinoderma rufus.
No, it wasn't. No.
I don't think that's the right answer.
You're getting a ChatGPT answer.
I'm not an expert on
funny-
the subject.
funny
In fact, I've
feeling
never
Alexa
seen the
just
show, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
lied.
Yes, I think that is.
They're froggists.
But yeah, so and then you had Professor Yaffle, and he was like this stuffy, stuck-up twat that was ordering everybody about all the time.
Sounds about right
And
for
it's
a
like-
professor.
It's like, how did anybody ever get any enjoyment out of that? But as a kid, you watch it and you think it's magical, absolutely magical. This is a stuffed cat that moves. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
it-
to be fair, the shit my 3-year-old
Cool.
nephew watches on YouTube, I'm like, how are you? This is
Oh,
mindless.
God. It's
Like, he watches some of
Oh.
that ASMR shit. And I'm like, I'm very worried about your development.
Oh, God, we've watched this
Pickle,
really weird.
Pickle likes
Yeah.
watching things where they remake squishies, and she watches loads of
don't watch it, he
Roblox
does.
and Minecraft stuff. She doesn't play it.
Yeah,
she doesn't
yeah.
want to play it.
Yeah.
She's got it. I bought a tablet because she wanted to play it, but her old tablet was knackered. When I say knackered, it was old.
Yeah.
Old. It's about 7 years. In tablet world,
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
way
yeah.
over getting sorted.
It's like Stone Age, man.
So she was like, all my friends play this. And it's like, what? Look, if you want to play Roblox, you can play Roblox. That's fine. It's not going to work on there. So, I won't let her watch this one. So for Christmas, I bought her a new tablet, which is
Father
great.
Christmas brought her a new tablet.
Father Christmas had fuck all to do with it.
He's not
Why
taking
should he
credit
get all the
for
Balance will
credit?
attest
Yeah.
to that. Bought her a new tablet, and it will run pretty much anything that
Cool.
she wants it to.
Nice.
And she gets it. She's like, nah, I'm not into that, and my friends don't ask about it, so I don't want to play it anymore. It's like, you fucker.
Yep.
At least she's got a tablet for a few years now. I
That's
think.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the
it's
other
a
one would have
shame.
worked just fine with watching YouTube. It would
Yeah.
have just continued running until the day
Wow.
it died.
I've got an iPad now that's older than Bingo, and it's sad.
It's very slow.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's it just
Needs to be put out to possible.
you can just about watch YouTube on it. I
Yeah.
might relegate it to the bathroom tablet.
Wow. Our house
You
is
can
so
wipe your
fancy. We
arse
have a
with it.
bathroom
Fucking hell,
tablet.
Dave. I didn't think things were that bad.
Who hasn't got a bathroom tablet?
I don't have a bathroom
I
tablet.
don't either. I mean,
Nope.
Oh, you should get one. It's great.
I didn't know there was some sort of thing where people had one for like
Yeah, I
every
didn't
room.
know this was an option.
Yeah,
I
There is
don't.
a
I don't
puzzle
want a
book for a
tablet.
little miss
A
when she's
communally-
weird.
A communal
no.
fecal covered
Yeah, gross.
Ew.
You're not
what do you
actually
call
supposed
it?
to wipe
The
your
shite
ass
pad?
with it.
Sorry.
Well, no, just like from when you flush the toilet if you don't put
Is it the
down.
shite pad, Dave?
It's just the bathroom tablet.
Oh my god.
Ew.
One of
used
your
to
five a
work-
day, yeah?
Man.
Or are you
I
shitting
didn't
out the other
press-
4?
When I was a kid, there was a show I used to watch called Dr. Snuggles.
Oh, that sounds cute. Is
And,
it horribly
That sounds
traumatizing?
terrible.
No, it was actually quite amusing. It was this old guy, who was a doctor, obviously, Dr. Snuggles, and he had a pogo stick, and his house was actually like a rocket ship, and he could go up
Well,
to the
hang on a second.
clouds.
Is this something I should be reading?
What?
Well, it was from
Is
the
it something
UK. I
else
think it first aired
making
there
up
in
on
like
the
78, 79.
top of my head? Oh. Sounds very 70s.
Yeah, it was hella fucking weird. Like, so in the in the clouds, because sometimes they would take their rocket and they would go up, and so then they would reach the clouds, and there was a camel that lived up there,
Oh yeah,
named
of
Woogie
course.
the Spotted Camel. So if you ever see me in Discord, Woogie is actually my profile picture. He
Aw.
always is sipping a cup of tea and has these friends, these sheep, and they're called the lavender
Not
sheep and
sheep.
whatnot.
We're back to the sheep. Yes, look out, Katy.
There's also a badger. He's a handyman. He wears his coveralls and or dungarees, depending on who you ask. And
What overalls?
it was actually quite wholesome. There was an asshole mouse or something that used to try to steal from everyone, but aside from that, it's quite wholesome. I don't actually remember anything like truly deranged, except for whoever like made it probably was on acid.
Yeah, that's
sounds
the
like
thing
it.
with
Have
kids'
to be,
TV.
yeah.
There's not,
But I mean,
Oh,
it
there's
must
not-
have reasonably been a good
Has-
trip because
has-
it was a nice show.
Has anybody
there's not enough
seen,
acid in kids' TV anymore.
In the Night
Like
Garden?
Rainbow and
Have you seen In the
Rainbow
Night
and
Garden?
I was going to
Oh
say,
yeah,
just hard.
in the Night Garden's weird.
Sorry, Lorelei.
No.
Sorry.
Go.
No,
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like another one that my nephew watches is In the Night Garden, and that's another one where they don't it has a narrator that speaks English, but then none of the characters do, and it just has like these weird
Is that got the Ninky Nonk in it?
yes, the
Yeah.
Ninky Nonk.
yeah, I
Tumbly
remember that.
booze.
Yes.
I think in the
Packer.
Night Garden might be the very last of the drug fueled kids TV
Oh,
shows.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
So,
All aboard the Ninky Nonk.
Have you seen? Well, Dave, this won't apply to you because you won't
Obviously,
have
won't
seen
have
it.
seen it.
Obviously, but has anybody seen the original Bungle from Rainbow? Not the Bungle that comes to your mind when you say Bungle from Rainbow. This furry teddy bear, quite
Guy in a bear
friendly
suit.
looking,
Yeah.
comes to mind. They had a version before that, and by Christ, it's terrifying. It really is. It had this static look on its face with the teddy bear eyes that you used to get, the amber with the black in the middle
Yeah.
that don't move or anything. They had like two of them, and it had like a bit of a pointy nose and everything. If you get a chance, Google it. It is spawn of Satan terrifying type
no.
job. It's horrible, absolutely
Rainbow
horrible.
light the
I'm sorry you
whole
can't
world
see
with
this,
a
Dave,
rainbow.
but just take my word for it. You are better off.
I'll have to look that up later. I still like Rainbow. But I used to
I
like
like-
the
Is this-
cartoons more.
Okay, I think I may have found it. I don't know if my camera will be able to pick it up. Is
Your
that the
bungle.
one?
That's it.
Oh
Second
my
thing. Look at it.
God! That looks like a weird rabid badger bear hybrid. Oh
Yeah.
no!
I mean, it's not quite as terrifying as I thought it would be.
Well, compared to the one they went with afterwards, that is really
Yeah, it's
awful.
for
The one
small children.
afterwards.
Hey,
Then-
I mean,
oh,
small
he's got nice
children,
round ears. and-
they were built different back then.
That's,
Yeah, that's
They were
what
tougher
happened.
back then.
Oh,
It looks like
that's-
it looks like a kind of generic brand Ewok, though.
kind of
doesn't
does.
it?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah, I
like a knockoff
guess.
Ewok.
Who's big though? Who's big? The
I
largest
want
one.
Chewbacca with a haircut.
Okay, well, not judging, but
We're talking about shows that they don't translate well as adults or whatever. I remember I used to. So when we lived in Canada, we lived in. I was born in Montreal, and we lived in Toronto, and we would do at school half day English, half day French, and we used to watch this TV show, and it was a kids' TV show, and it was in French, and I spent years thinking this was a fever dream.
was it Muzzy?
No,
The
it was.
Muzzy.
But the
I
thing of
love
it was,
Muzzy.
it was.
Oh, that's next.
The main thing I remembered was that it had like a Muppet that was a talking pineapple. And I went for years, and I finally Google searched it, and I think I was actually living here the first time I found it, and I just like screamed, and Alex was like, "What?" And I went, "I didn't imagine it. It's real." He's like, "What?" It's
You
the
get so
talking
loud we can't hear
pineapple."
you. Too excited. Too excited.
I said, "It's real." And it's like, "What is?" I said, "The talking pineapple. It's real."
Oh my gosh, that's like this lost media Reddit where people are like, "Could I imagine this, or is this real?"
It was a TV show called Téléfrançais,
Is there
And
a
yeah, it's
talking
in-
pineapple, or is it one of my vegetables?
No. What's to say? It was like it was a
Technically,
Muppet.
it's fruit.
It
but,
was a
yeah.
Muppet, sort of that And yeah, it was just really nice to feel like very like I don't know, vindicated that it wasn't some sort of weird fever dream. It was an actual, and they had this other character who's like a pilot. And she's one of those, those weird Muppets where they have like the Muppet head but the human hands, like the Swedish Chef. Yeah, she was one of those.
Yeah, but I mean, it still looks like, felt and fuzzy. It's not like that.
Well, no, her
creepy,
face was like a
right?
plastic mask thing. Like they tried to,
Okay.
they tried to make her look like a real person, but a
I'm gonna Google
puppet.
this show. Hold on a
It
moment.
was really weird. Téléfrançais. We're going back to like the early '80s, so
I like the
production
Swedish
quality. Oh no, I've
You
done
know,
Swedish Chef is
my
great.
siblings were also going to school in Canada in the early 80s. Small world.
Yeah.
But I think Katie and I know the same show. Because my parents are both like into languages, they used to force me to watch the show Muzzy.
Yeah, I was learning
it's
French and I had to watch it.
Yeah, it's a language learning show. So, I mean, it's a bit of a weird series of events just kind of smashed together. The main premise of the show is that there's like this big green monster named Muzzy who lives in a spaceship and he eats clocks. And he's friends.
Does he have time
You
for
said
that?
clock, right? Clock with an L.
Clock.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Time telling,
Kids show, remember?
And yeah, he'll just eat them like pocket watches, just from a bag, like chips, crisps.
As you do.
And he just
As you do.
he's a nice guy though. He goes down, he constantly introduces himself. I'm not going to embarrass myself with my terrible pronunciation of French, but he's always like, yeah, I'm the big Muzzy. And
Le gros.
Yeah.
Muzzy.
Je suis le grand Muzzy. And then you have the Sylvie. Sylvie was the princess.
Oh,
And then there's like this evil guy Corvax who looks like an orc, kind of, with a really bad hunchback and pointy ears. Like kind of a hybrid. If the
Katy
Uruk-hai
remembers it.
from Lord of the Rings had like babies with a goblin and it had a very bad hump on its
posture.
back.
Yeah.
And he wore like a Viking helmet. And he was like in love with Sylvie, so he like goes and he like befriends her parents and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, he's so smart, he's so wise." And the whole thing is that he just keeps trying to get with the princess, and the whole thing is kind of creepy as shit.
Yeah.
But and then like in between, they have these random cutscenes of a guy on a bicycle,
Yes.
Okay.
and it's like do 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 do, and you're like, okay, it's time to learn to tell time. And so then it's just like I used to have to watch it in German and French, and like
and you did the French one.
it's
He had two different names. In the
yeah.
French one, bonjour, je suis Albert. And in the English one,
Yeah.
good morning, I'm Norman. I was like, what?
But it's just so unforgettable.
That reminds me of the Look and Read series. Does anybody remember them at all? You used to be forced to watch them or listen to them, in Dave's case, at school. No?
No, I don't know that one. Did you guys
There's
have
loads of
Gumby?
different series. It had Wordy in it.
Had what in it?
No,
Wordy.
Wordy.
One of the characters was Wordy. If you
Oh.
Google Wordy, you'll see it and you'll go, "Oh, that twat."
Does anyone remember like an after school show on
Newsround.
the BBC Kids thing? It was called Aquila.
Describe
was-
it.
No.
It
Before
was
we move on, can I share something I googled before and forgot to share?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you can't see it. No, it's okay.
You're
You're
gonna
gonna have to edit this
pineapple.
and put a picture of this pineapple.
Oh, you
because
found
the blur
it. Found
is blocking
Téléfrançais.
it out. But I did find it, and I'm going to share it in WhatsApp because this thing is the thing of nightmares.
Oh, God. All right.
I'm about to have like childhood trauma just looking at it. As
Yeah,
an
no,
adult.
he's really freaky.
Is it worse than OG Bungle? I would say my nickname is amongst some people is Bungle, so kind of.
Not very nice.
No, it's a very effective. Well, it doesn't come from that one, but yeah, some people do call me Bungle. But,
Yeah, I also
alright, let's
shared
have
a
a look.
picture.
Oh, that is just.
Oh,
Yeah, he is the
Okay.
stuff of
Bizarre.
nightmares. It is a
kind of
pineapple
very
with like a
strange.
beak for a mouth and really big eyes and arms. It's he's a horrific fever dream of monstrosity. But I did find
Oh, with the human mouth thing, yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
hoping that you were having a fever dream because that thing.
is this Is this the wordy you were talking about?
That's the prick.
Actually,
He
that
looks like
does.
one of those.
He does look a tiny bit familiar.
He
Yeah, I
looks like
dunno.
one of those.
He
what's
was
those Henry
at one
Hoovers?
point he was orange,
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe.
Well, that's
and
kind
they
of
What
kind of
happened to
green
him? Was there an
screened him,
accident?
so it's just this
Yeah, he
black
died.
floating dustbin,
hedgehog.
upside down dustbin job. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a fucking
Oh
weird
yeah,
Vaguely
shit.
he
familiar.
does. He looks like the. They do sell a vacuum cleaner. And it looks like him.
Oh,
Yeah,
Henry.
Henry
Yeah, maybe
Hoover.
that's
Yeah,
what I'm thinking
Henry.
of.
Hoover.
Like little Henry.
Yeah.
So, Dave, Aquila, you were saying?
Yeah,
Aquila the
Aquila was is two kids, and they went on a school trip. And they ended up falling down into like an old mine, and they found a spaceship.
Cool.
It was insane.
That sounds fun.
It's like I
Insert
loved it as a
aliens
kid.
meme, right?
Absolutely loved it as a kid, and it's on YouTube. So I started
Oh.
watching it with Bingo. And
Nice.
Hang on a second. As
Big
a
was like,
kid,
"This
right?
is
How old are you,
shit."
Dave?
pardon,
How old are you?
37 or
And you
38,
were watching that when you were roughly
10, 9 or 10.
right? Yeah, I was down the pub. Sorry.
I was down there 2 years later, 3 years later.
Yay.
Hmm.
Did anyone used to watch
Yeah.
I
Sorry?
still love Nightmare with a K?
Yeah, Nightmare was brilliant.
I loved
Absolutely
Nightmare.
brilliant.
It was a game show, and so there was a team of kids. There was 3 kids on the panel, and then one adventurer. And he put this big helmet on that he could only see a really, really small a bit through it. He only had a tiny bit of vision. And then
He
it
couldn't
was like
see
all CGI.
the helmet. The
Yeah.
helmet, actually, the helmet you could not see out of it. You
Oh, you
can
couldn't
only
see
see
anything.
through the
Through
bottom.
the bottom. Okay. And
You
his
couldn't
friends
see
had
out.
to like
You could only
had
see
to
in. No. I'm
yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
You could only see through. So his friends had to like, or him or her had to guide the adventurer, and they had to avoid things. And there was
shit
like
looks like fun.
goblins and dragons. And
I'd
when the
have been good
goblins
at
came,
I could have been the
get
Yeah.
adventurer.
them out of
And then you had the dick with the stick. Do you remember the
Pickle?
guy that used to guy that no, not Pickle, not
Pickle was
Pickle
the
was
elf.
the jester, wasn't it? Was he? the elf?
Yeah, I think he was an elf. Yeah, and Traegard was the dungeon master and like the host, and he was just so funny. And some of these kids
Yeah.
are so crap. And they would die straight away. It was so funny. I remember there was this one. They're standing because it's like a lot of it was computer generated graphics, and there were some real rooms with other characters to interact with. But then there was like the character would be standing, and there'd be like holes in the ground or whatever. And then
Walk them straight into
people would
it.
be like, okay, right, side step to your left, and they just took like a big step to the right and just fell in this hole, and then that was the end. And Traegard's like,
I remember.
oh dear.
I remember there was one, and because they
Bad
had
job,
energy
parents. You
as
can't
well.
teach your kids left and right.
Yes.
I can't do
As
it. I
as
can't do it.
time went by, there was a picture of it was a human face with an armored helmet on,
Oh,
and pieces
yeah,
used
yeah.
to peel away
Yeah.
as
When
time
your life
passed.
force,
So
your
they
life
used
force
to
was
have
draining.
the life force. So they used to have that when they come across the table, there'd be like several items, and there'd be food on there. So they pick the food up, they put it in a knapsack, and it reset it essentially, and they carry on. And I remember there was one, and he was like, right, there's something like that. Items on the table. He goes, I can see food, I can see a key, I can see da. And Traegar was like, remember, you can only take one item, because there was like 2 or 3 items there plus the food. And he was like, caution team, your life force is running out.
I eat all the cheese.
And they were
Caution,
like,
team.
grab the key. It's like, no, you fucking dicks. Take the food, put it in a knapsack, then take the key. So they took this key to get into the
giving
next
you a
room.
clue.
Oh dear, you're dead. Off you go.
Stupid kids, no common
Off, you
sense.
morons.
But it was fun when they did their introductions, because they were always school friends or whatever. So they were all from the same place because they were all friends. And so it would be like, hello, adventurers, state your name and where you're from. So they'd be like, I'm Dave from London. And I'd be like, I'm Katy from London. I'm Mark, also from London. They'd all, because they'd all just be from the same
They
place.
just go like school by school and just grab a
Yeah.
bunch of kids. Each
Do you know
Also
what would be
from
lovely?
blah, blah, blah.
It'd be lovely to track them down now and go, did you all stay mates afterwards? And no, because that one's an arsehole. He told me to take a step left, and I ended
Let
up
me
down
get
a
eaten
fucking
by
pothole.
kids.
Don't you understand? He can't tell right from left, and if he can't see his hands to see if there's an L.
Oh yeah,
But
which one
I'll
is
tell you
it?
what, I'll tell you
Your
what was
left or
brilliant
my left?
was
Yeah.
The other
the
left.
best thing about it was winnable, and there were several teams that won it.
Yeah.
And it
You were
was
on a
just good. It was
quest.
good because they had to actually have their wits about them and be able to work as a team to be able to get through it all. And there were several teams that got through. Fair play to them, hats off.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, some of them, as he said, they get to the second room and they'd fuck it.
Yeah, it was funny though. But yeah, the
It was
goblin
like,
thing would
oh.
always like send me into a panic when you hear the goblin horn, and there'd be like some guy stumbling around towards them.
Wasn't there a wall monster as well? Where the wall
Oh,
behind them
oh,
started to shift and
yeah,
change,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then
You
it'd
just had
be
to like
like a
move
half
really
human face
fast.
in the wall. And whoop.
Sounds
Yeah.
like really cool. It sounds like
It was really
early
good. And
VR kind of sort of thing.
yeah, it was.
It
It was
was.
early. It was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Really. It was
It
good
was.
though. You can find clips because sometimes I do look up like funny clips of that and Crystal Maze just for a laugh. But I used to do a radio show at university, and I just remember my friends and I that was we used that as the theme tune. The theme tune Nightmare.
Oh,
was the
okay,
theme
cool.
tune of our radio show.
That's funny.
That was back when theme tunes were awesome.
Yeah, I love a theme tune. I say I can't remember how to do most
Yeah.
things, but I can remember.
Thundercats.
I
That
can
was
remember
another one.
so many theme tunes
Oh,
that
we-
I don't need to name.
My sister and I, we went
Thundercats are
to
on the move. Thundercats are loose.
a concert last year, earlier this year, and it was for Ailstorm, which is a pirate metal, heavy metal band, and they were playing with Necro Goblin, who are also a lot of fun. And during the between the sets of the two bands, they were playing songs, and the guy who was DJing it started playing the DuckTales theme. So you had
Everybody can get that. Everybody can
You
get
had-
excited about
you had
DuckTales.
this venue that had I don't know, freaking 3,000 metalheads in it going DuckTales, woo!
The thing is that
Love it,
Tailspin. Oh God, what was the other one that was?
Oh yeah. Tailspin. Was that
Gummy
it?
Bears, Chippendale
Bears,
Rescue
yeah.
Rangers.
Yeah, Rescue
Any of them would
Rangers.
have got you going.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was just kind of really gratifying just to see. I love when metalheads have you get a random song like that does still grab the metal crowd, so they're singing as I said, the DuckTales theme, or Lady Gaga's Bad Romance was another one for some reason, and
Oh, that was this whole meme thing that even my kids know about with the Bad Romance.
yeah, and
the heavy metal thing.
the Ylvis song, What Does the Fox Say?
Oh
And
god.
all these
God.
they used to play it at the metal club we
Oh
had
no!
for a
I
brief
don't
time.
like
yeah.
that one.
And so you'd have a couple hundred metalheads going, "What does the fox say?"
The fuck?
The
used to
Elvis
babysit
version
this
or the Mr.
kid.
Tumble version?
Oh dear.
No, I used to
Mr.
babysit a kid who would
Mr.
sing that
Blobby.
constantly.
Jesus, what's next?
Hi.
Oh, I have this video of my kids. They were both quite young, probably 2 and 4 or something. Might have been. And then we were at this kids thing, and there was a guy on stilts with the whole costume over it, so he just looked like he was really really tall with these fake shoes on the bottom. And there were all these kids were on the stage, and they did What Does the Fox Say? And my kids were kind of jigging. They're not very socially outgoing, but anyway, they were kind of just dancing around a little bit, and all these other kids are really going for it. And then this guy on these stilts comes over and he's tapping my daughter on the shoulder, and she's just it's totally blanks him. He has to give up and leave, go find some other kid. He's trying to put his hand out. He's tapping her on the shoulder, trying to put his hand out so she'll dance with him. She's just edging away, trying to ignore this big man in stilts.
No, stranger danger.
And they're both looking at me, side-eyeing me, Mom, help us. Just
Help.
walking to the spot.
So we've gone from one nightmare to another nightmare, and we're
Yeah.
probably going to move on to another nightmare now because I'm bringing in Mr. Blobby.
Yes,
no!
Mr. Blobby. Mr. Blobby.
Blobby.
What okay, so first of all, yes, I shared with you the photo that I will put up when I'm editing this. A friend of mine was in the Czech Republic a couple of days ago at a heavy metal festival. Obscene Extreme Heavy Metal Festival. And yeah, she posted a photo on stage, somebody in a Mr. fucking Blobby costume. With all these metalheads. So somebody explain Mr. Blobby to me. I don't. So does he have his own show? He doesn't speak properly?
Wasn't he brought to the public by Noel's house party?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
that
do
did
believe
know.
so.
He was
I did
a menace, a menacing foil. Yeah, he was just a weird character that would come and crash the set. And
Blobby,
he was
Blobby!
actually, when you look
Gasp!
back on it now, it was really funny. He would just like
He was
jump on
violent and
people.
unruly. We loved
He would
it.
like throw himself into things
You
and
were
knock
kind
stuff
of-
over. He was just like an agent of chaos. Yeah.
I think you
It
were
was
in
like
one
big
of two
suits.
camps, weren't you? You were either
I thought it was funny.
you were either a fan and thought it was hilarious, or you thought
Or you
it
were
was
normal.
hellish,
I thought it
and
was
the
pretty
bloody
funny.
thing was a nightmare. So it's this big pink. For our blind viewers, it's this big pink. Fuck me.
Shall I
how
describe
can I
it based on what
describe it?
Wikipedia says?
Yeah.
Can we get
I think-
not a
Yeah,
description?
You may
give
do
us a
better than Mark
Wikipedia
is doing.
Definition. Yeah.
All right.
Dave.
Let's see how Wikipedia
So-
describes it.
Da, da, da.
I'm curious to see
Okay,
how
Mr. Blobby
ChatGPT
is a character originally featured on British Saturday night variety show Noel's House Party, broadcast on BBC One. Created by Charlie Adams, writer for the show, Mr. Blobby is a bulbous pink figure covered in yellow spots with a permanent toothy grin and green jiggling eyes.
Yes,
Mr.
pretty
Blobby
nice.
communicates only by saying the word Blobby in an electronically altered voice, expressing his moods through tone of voice and repetition. He topped the UK singles chart with the 1993 Christmas release, Mr. Blobby.
Insert
There you
Mr.
go.
Blobby here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Blobby
you
also
think-
has a family, you know. There's
Yes,
a Mrs. Blobby
Mrs.
and a baby
and
Blobby.
a baby Blobby.
Yeah, we're not
They
even
had a
going to
car.
entertain that bollocks.
Oh,
I believe
I
there was
wrote
an album.
oh,
yeah, there
probably.
was a whole album about it.
Christmas with the
And
Blobbies. No, I'm joking.
That was
It's probably
Very
still
Blobby
number one.
Christmas.
Was that Christmas number one? It was fucking.
I mean,
Yeah.
probably.
it was everywhere. Lorelei, do you think we could put a clip in of him going blobby blobby blobby?
I'm
Because
sure I
that
can
voice.
find a clip, yes.
Since it's based on tone and repetition, try to find one where he's mad.
Okay.
Blobby. It'd be like that.
Yeah.
I thought I'd written something
Just-
about him. I did.
Just dub
I did,
everything that I've just said in the last like 10 seconds with Mr. Blobby voices, and I can do a little angry face. Like
As he
that, and you
describes
can go,
Mr. Blobby.
"Blobby, blobby, blobby." You know, that sort
You
of
don't
thing.
need to dub it now. No.
Yeah.
Is it really 20 years since you were top of the hit parade?
Oh, blobby, 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 yeah! Blob, blob, blobby.
Dave,
got it.
behave.
I did a side project script called Abandoned Theme Parks, and there was a Mr. Blobby bit in there. I just found it.
Oh, cool.
Because they did because Noel's house party was based in the fictional town of
Oh,
Crinkly
yes,
Bottom.
yes.
So they did a theme park of
Yes.
Crinkly Bottom, and they
did.
had Mr. Blobby's house. So it said, Mr. Blobby's house, officially named Dunblobbin, was at the far end of the park and was the most popular attraction in the whole place. You could enter the wobbly-looking pink structure and check out Mr. Blobby's living room, bedroom, and even bathroom, complete with a pink and yellow spotted toilet. No word on if there was a iPad in there.
I hate to think what the
Unfortunately-
toilet paper
Come
By
on,
then
this
it's
was
been stolen.
1993.
Mr. Blobby, however.
Pre-iPad.
The public's attention moved on
Walking
to
into
other
a
things.
fucking blancmange.
It was closed down in 1997. While most of the other attractions were removed, Dunblobbin was left to rot in peace, getting overgrown by grass and moss, the once garish pink becoming a faded shadow of its former self. In
I bet
2009,
that's creepy now.
yeah, the site was rediscovered, and images of the dilapidated Blobby dwelling were shared online, prompting lots of people to explore the house for themselves, trespassing on private property and vandalising the site for the heck of it. In 2014, the property owners had had enough and demolished Dunblobbin, also blocking up the entrance tunnel to the site in a bid to prevent people from coming back. The Blobby toilet was donated to an art gallery after someone pinched it from the property, so if it still exists, it's the only remaining piece of a chunk of British nostalgia.
Hey, you know, there's a
Oh,
news
that's a shame. I
article.
thought somebody had shat me.
Maybe they're using it.
Wait,
Well,
there's a
you
news
know,
article.
Oh,
Shark
you know what would be
got his
awesome
hands
if
on
we
it
could
and-
persuade them to open that tunnel back up.
Well,
We
here's
just
the
go in
thing.
there and do like a night in the Blobby Mansion. Is it haunted?
Horrible.
Yeah, it could be a decoding the unknown.
Blobby, Blobby, Blobby.
Oh shit!
You need to do like a drunk
What's
ghost
this right here?
hunters, drunk blobby.
There's actually an article from just a week ago
Oh,
about this place.
Breaking
It's
Blobby
about
news.
Dunblobbin.
oh, Dunblobbin.
I'm
Didn't
sorry,
belt.
Dunblobbing just sounds like
You're just
Yeah,
jealous.
don't.
No,
Very
cut that
don't
unfortunate.
go
bit out.
there.
Very
I know
unfortunate.
where
Yeah.
you're going and don't.
Like done roaming. It's not like-
Huh.
Go on. What's that Blobby
What's
news?
the article?
Well, I mean, it's basically saying what you said. It just says the 90s
Yeah.
TV icon had its own UK theme park
They
for
probably
5
copied
years.
it
but-
from me.
Yeah, basically. What the fuck?
I just said what you said. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, just however, the novelty soon wore off.
Oh,
But I'm trying to
I
figure
said
out
that.
why.
They've
why
plagiarised your
Did I?
work.
I say that. I can't remember.
Some-
It might have got it.
Breast.
Is it a transcript from Simon's episode?
I hope you're feeling particularly litigious because this is
Word for word.
I hope it wasn't me that originally plagiarized someone else.
Yeah, you just nicked it from someone.
Because to cash
No,
in
no,
on
no,
the
this is
success
from a
of
few weeks
Blobby
ago.
Mania. No, it's
Oh, I
just 1
didn't say
week.
Blobby Mania.
No, this is an afterthought. They edited it and then added it in, so it didn't look, so it looked original.
Yeah, they made it enough to like get past the like, you know.
Someone's done a video recently on the feral child,
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
and I did a video for Into the Shadows on it ages ago. I think it was the third or fourth thing I wrote for Simon, but it got taken down because of reasons I'm not allowed to say.
Uh-oh.
It's going back up again, but there was a copyright thing with some imagery that was used, basically.
Oh.
But somebody fairly famous, I can't remember who it is, has done a video of it about it recently, and it is fucking plagiarized. It's so
AF.
stolen. Yeah,
Oh, dear.
absolutely.
There you go.
Fucking robbed. It's even got like some. I look back at my old stuff now, and I'm like, this is terrible. And I noticed it because I watched the video. I was like, I wrote that.
You're like,
That's
terrible.
the mistake.
Sounds like me.
That's
This
the
is
bit I don't
terrible.
like.
Oh.
Not only did they plagiarize me, they
Oh,
plagiarized the
man.
worst parts. They could have at least plagiarized the good parts.
Yeah, you're like, actually, I won't claim this. It's too embarrassing.
Well, it's not mine to claim, and it's not up anymore either. So, like, if Simon wants to use my original script, but I'm gonna have to change it now because otherwise they're gonna be
Somebody
like,
else is gonna
"Oh
be like,
yeah,
you stole my
you
script.
copied this."
Yeah.
Fuck off! I wrote it 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Did it have Oksana in it?
Pardon?
The Ukraine. Did it have Oksana, the Ukrainian girl, in it?
Oh yes.
No,
That's
no,
the
no.
first thing I
it's-
think of when I think of feral
No,
children.
it's what was her name? The press called her Jeannie, but that's not
Yeah,
her name.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know that one.
I don't know it off the top of my head.
And there's a lot of feral children if you think about it.
Well,
No, I'm joking.
It's lies I
Joking.
wasn't.
Susan.
Sorry?
It's
was
lies
her
I
name.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Susan Wilder, I think.
Yeah.
Out on the
ring a bell.
nose.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. What do they call that? Normative determination.
Yeah.
And her dad shot himself in the head rather than
Yeah.
face the music.
Well, that
Wow.
escalated quickly.
Wow.
Oh, he was going to prison forever.
Well, yeah. I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say,
mean, well,
Oh,
understandably,
okay.
I guess. But...
mm,
Well, as we said, circle of life. You live, you die.
There you go. Get away tomorrow,
Party
quick.
time for all little worms.
On that note, guys, I think probably going to have to wrap it up.
Okie dokie.
Boo. Hiss. Boo. More hissing.
Blobby hissing.
So until next time.
Oh, you bastard.
Yeah, I don't know when this will come out. That's entirely up to Lorelei.
Oh, okay. That's up to me, is it? Okay.
No stress or anything, you
Yeah,
know. Just do
yeah.
your best.
Well, no,
It would
like,
be nice if
Got to
it
be
was
up
this
tomorrow,
week.
but no rush.
yeah.
Yeah,
Why
we're
is it not up
expecting
already?
results, but if you don't deliver, you know, no
Yeah,
stress.
you know, yeah.
Well, no,
I'm in
like,
the same country.
I
now,
didn't.
so.
I didn't want to commit to something on your behalf. I was like,
There's a big pot of vegan chili
Yeah,
or whatever it is.
yeah, we have
your
waiting to
eulogy
bubble
ready.
up.
Threateningly
Yeah.
set outside
She's
of
dead.
the
Away.
house.
she can't do it. She's dead now.
Yeah,
Well, see,
yeah.
I'll have to do it from the fourth dimension where time is different.
Yeah,
Oh,
they said
yeah.
they're not really sure.
Well, then you
she's
should
dead.
have it done already if time is different.
Well,
It's gonna-
Hang on a second. So
could've done it
technically, you
before we
didn't
started.
die. You
Yeah,
No,
just
she
moved
just
dimensions.
transcended.
She just ceased to
Oh, yeah.
exist in
In
our
this point,
dimension.
You know?
yes.
As yeah.
As opposed to
As
all
one
you
does.
lot who fucking died. I just, moved on to a new dimension. You lot died, so I'm
You all
doing that.
died. I bailed.
I saw the way the world was going, and I went, "Screw you guys, I'm out."
Well, as they say, rip to the goats, but Lorelei.
No,
yeah,
we
don't
need
know
the
what
goats.
happened
We
to you,
need
can't
that
include
shit.
you there.
Ah,
I was ripped to
But
death
maybe
by
there's
the
going to be an
sheep.
interstellar type movie about you.
Oh, yeah.
So who knows? Maybe
that
sell this idea.
Yeah. Needs more screaming
Alright.
goats and kazoo.
Well, did you just send us, Mark?
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry about that. That's for after.
Okay. That's for the after party. Hey, we should do a member section and we'll just carry on for half an hour afterwards.
Just rambling.
It's actually a really good
bullshitting,
idea,
which is
Dave.
pretty much the same
Because that's when all the good stuff happens.
Yep.
With
Featuring
like
me.
sound
'Cause
effects
we
from
get to
like
sit
the
here
drums.
for half an hour just in case nobody knows and watch Dave try and switch his fucking
Oh,
camera off.
yeah.
At least mine switches on straight away.
No, you just do like a black screen of like tension with like the minds of Moria, like
I love it. I
the
can do that and get
war
away
drums,
with it. Can't see it.
just to build suspense, and then nothing happens. Video just ends.
Or just like a flash of Mr. Blobby's eyes.
That's how I'll
a
end
jump
it.
scare.
Yeah, I'll do a
His
jump
big
scare.
toothy grin. Yeah,
Well, his mouth is just like this with
a permanent smile.
like,
Lead us out, Dave.
To
Lead
be
us
honest,
out.
it sounds creepy as fuck.
Yeah,
I'm
it is
not
pretty creepy.
disappointed that I
Dave
I
wants to
didn't
carry
see
on chatting.
that.
Don't have to tell him to turn that frown upside down.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks everyone. Thanks for staying till the end, assuming you did. If you didn't,
Fair enough.
you're not
Shame.
here, so it don't matter. Shame. The shame.
Yeah, shame.
Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. Please don't unsubscribe. See you later.
Bye.
Later. So Bill and Ben, and Bill turns around to Ben and says, flop, 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 flop. And Ben says, if you love me, you'd swallow that.